I want to be clear on a couple of things. We did have a chance to speak with Jacqueline Craig, and we actually arranged a phone call between Miss Craig and Chief Fitzgerald, and he made the announcement to her that he planned to drop the charges against her and her family, and he probably didn't receive the reception that he had hoped for. We've all heard it said by Dr. King, justice too long delayed is justice denied. For over a month, her and her family have been under the cloud of criminality. For over the past month, really immediately after this incident, she was taken to jail. She was placed in handcuffs and placed in a cell with her daughter. Anybody who has had to experience that unjustly knows how humiliating that process is. And so she has been humiliated in the public media, in her community, for the past month. And on this day, he came to her and said, congratulations, we're no longer pursuing the charges against you, although we feel like the charges against you were valid, which was an additional slap in the face. And then at the same time, he said, by the way, the person who grabbed and hurt your son will never face those same handcuffs, will never see a cell, will never face felony charges. Now, what they arrested her on was, in fact, Class C misdemeanors. And so Ms. Craig was, in fact, arrested on Class C misdemeanors, and she still had to endure the humiliation of a jail cell, the humiliation of a car ride downtown, the humiliation of being transferred like livestock from one jail to the next, and being held over until her attorneys worked for over 18 hours to see her and her daughter released. That's what we call colored people justice. And when I say colored people justice, it's as if there are two different standards of justice in our country. Justice for people of color and justice for everyone else. And so, no, this is not a celebratory time for us. We've made 4 demands from the beginning, and that demand is the demand that any American would expect. When someone assaults your child, your minor child, you expect that, and they hurt them. That is a felony assault under the Texas law. We demand equal protection under the law for ourselves and for our children, certainly for our women. And so that individual should have been charged with a felony. Their failure to do so is a failure, not a day of celebration. The fact that they've dropped charges instills that those charges were valid without admitting that their officer falsified records in order to bring the charges in the first place is in fact a failure. The fact that they failed to fire an officer who has been now exposed as someone who has continually engaged in excessive force is a failure. And the fact that that officer to date the district attorney has not contemplated charges. The grand charges have not been presented to the grand jury on that officer who was guilty of assault on a minor, again a felony, falsification of records, false imprisonment, official misconduct, any number of other crimes than any other American if they committed perjury. If any other American, if they committed, they would be facing jail time. To say that person will endure a 10-day vacation and is back on a job, although in another location other than the Craig family home, is a failure of the Fort Worth Police Department in the city of Fort Worth.